there are times like today when we really want to say to you that if you can just let go, that your inner being will take you in the direction of where you want to go. And so the rule of thumb that we would use is this: focus a lot if you're feeling great. And by focus a lot, we mean focus on it until it becomes more and more and more and more and more and more specific. And don't take your attention from it as long as the specifics that will grow, because the momentum says they must. The specifics will grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. The momentum will grow and grow and grow and grow. Your feeling of elation will get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. You'll feel more and more and more and more invincible. And as long as that is the way you're feeling, do not take your eye off of whatever is causing that momentum to increase. But if something different than that is happening, if the more you focus, the more frustrated you're becoming, if the more you're focusing, the more it feels like a struggle, then let it go. Let the specifics go. Specifics are your friend when you feel great. They are not your friend when you don't feel great. General is your friend when you have any resistance at all. And general is always your friend. Non-resistance is always your friend. But if you are in a general place of non-resistance, it is our absolute promise to you that the momentum from that general place of non-resistance will grow and expand until you will feel that euphoria that you are looking for. And that's what we meant when we were talking about those piles of sticks. And that if you take any subject where it's easy for you to find alignment, now it will be easier for you to find the specifics of the alignment of all of those different subjects. Does that make sense to you? Did you get that? It's like if you get into your vehicle and you don't really know what you're doing, you're new at it, your driving instructor wouldn't say, put the pedal to the metal. You're too young to even know what that means. Your driving instructor would not say, give it all the gas you can give it. Your driving instructor would want you to get a feel of the car and to know that you can guide it, and for you to know that the car will go where you point it and that you have the ability to guide it, and would never ask you to go faster than your ability to maintain your balance there. And yet when it comes to intention, so many of you just want to go all the way to where you want to go, even though you don't have control of your vibration at all. And if you don't have control of your vibration and you're focusing and talking and studying and getting together in groups, you are increasing the momentum in the opposite direction of the well-being that you're seeking. Yes? The other day, Esther was doing a focus wheel, which is a process that helps you to focus on what you want. And it's also a process that cleans up energy. In other words, it helps you to focus your energy toward what you want. But there's resistance in the process, because just in the knowing that you're going for something that isn't coming naturally to you right now, that what's not coming naturally to right now is a player in your mix. So a friend had been staying with her for a little while, and they had done quite a few focus wheels together. So Esther was really sort of on the focus wheel, let's clean up all the messy business that I have going on in my life era of her life. And then she was sitting there by herself one morning, attempting to do that. A thought came into her mind, and the thought said, because she was focused upon something specific around her business and her office that she was wanting to feel better about. And the thought came to her, wait a minute, I'm a powerful creator, I'm invincible, and if I could have it just the way I want it, what would I choose? And in the middle of that, if I could have it thought, came the since I can have it thought. And all of a sudden, everything in Esther's energy stream shifted, because her vortex became dominant. When she said, since I can have everything I want, and since everything that she wants is in the vortex, just in that shift in her statement, the vortex called her in such a way that she felt out of body. She felt like she went through a portal. And for about 10 seconds, she saw perfection in her life, just for about 10 seconds. And for the first time, these are her words back to her daughter and her friends that she's chewed over this moment in time with. For a brief moment in time, I knew, she said, I knew what Abraham's been saying all along, that one who's connected to the stream is more powerful than a million who are not. She felt the power of the utter releasing of resistance. So what we're getting at with you is sometimes if you've got resistance and it's in your face, it feels like the only prudent thing to do is to work on releasing the resistance. But in your effort to release the resistance, in other words, think about it. If Source is calling you forward and there is resistance over there and you've decided to release some resistance, aren't you looking over there where the resistance is? What have you got your ear out for? And so even though we've done lots of focus wheels with lots of people and we really respect the shifting in energy that so many of you do with it, what we want to say is, this is the discussion that's the difference between whether to be a deliberate creator or be an allower. And you've been a deliberate creator. Life has caused you to be a deliberate creator. You have put into your vortex everything that you want. Core desires are there. And because they've been over there, and your inner being's been there, who is you also, and because the law of attraction is responding to your inner beings, can you see that the cooperative components have all been gathered to the intentions and desires that you've given birth to? The baby in the womb, that mother is not sitting all day and programming herself to do the right thing for that fetus to expand. There is a process that she trusts and knows. And what's growing in the womb of your vibrational reality is like that too. You see, and your lack of attention to it not being there will cause a stream of clues about where it is to flow into your experience, which is what you live for. Don't do something that is exacerbating your sense of resistance. And humans, you all believe in that. You believe in struggle and hardship and sacrifice. You do. And we don't deny that you can eke out a really crappy, mediocre life through effort. And we know that you like to compare yourselves up against all the other crappy, mediocre lives and say, well, my crappy, mediocre life is less crappy and less mediocre than yours. And we say, that's not a lot to crow about. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd be reaching for the stars. We'd be reaching for euphoria. We'd be reaching for clarity and fulfillment and upliftment and enthusiasm about life. You're supposed to really love this life. And if you don't, your approach has been a little skewed. And your approach has been, in most cases, guided by others who think they would benefit by you doing something for them. So they've convinced you through long lists of rules, religious and secular, that these are the things that you need to do to be a good citizen. And if they were really deep in the understanding of what they mean, they'd be saying, you need to do this so that I will feel better. And they are the first ones to tell you, don't you dare be selfish. Which is ironic, because what they mean is, don't follow your selfish instincts, follow mine, where your inner being is just knowing you and calling you to who your inner being knows that you really are, a lover, knows who you really are, a blessed deserver of magnificent things, and someone who's high on life, a fun-loving otter of the universe, who adores alignment and upliftment and new ideas to chew on. A wonderful mantra is, I'm going to find the best feeling thought that I can find. To have the sensitivity to know how you're feeling and the clarity to know that how you want to feel is good. And you don't do that. Often you're looking for the most interesting thought, or the thought that will stimulate the conversation under these conditions, or the most descriptive thought, the thought that justifies where you stand the most. But when you're really looking for the best feeling thought that you can find, it puts everything into proximity that will help you. We know that as we play with youth over time, and we're talking about the years that we've been flowing through Esther and the analogies that she has discovered that are vibrationally accurate to the vibration that we're offering. In other words, we're not whispering words into her ear. We're focusing vibrational intention. And because she's in sync with us, she's interpreting that vibrational intention into stories and things that she has lived and things that you might be able to pick up on and feel the resonance of for further understanding. So over time, over these years specifically, we'll talk about those because that's what's happening now. We say to you, you're the creator of your own reality. And at first you like that idea. oh, I'm free to create my own reality. And then you step into that place of responsibility and you say, eeks, I create my own reality. You're sort of bipolar about whether you even want to be the creator of your own reality. And then we look schizophrenic to you too, because we say segment intend and be deliberate and think about what you want and script. And even we say daydream. And then sometimes we say relax and put your feet in the water and meditate and just let it be. And you think, Abraham, what do you want from me? Do you want me to get really deliberate, or do you want me to chill? And we say, you have to know where you are before the answer can be the right answer. If you're feeling great, don't chill, focus. Because when you focus, when you feel good, then you get to feel the momentum of that. Really, we're just asking you. Esther and Jerry drove around in Prevost buses for years. Big and powerful and wonderful and lumbering. Really, by comparison, they were high profile. They had a lot of weight behind them. The bus itself weighed 60,000 pounds. And when you're going down a mountain, you don't want to let it loose. You want to set it in a gear because you don't want to burn up your brakes, where the gears will actually offer enough resistance to the engine that it goes down the mountain in a controllable way. And then Esther went from that big, massive, lumbering, she loved it, machine, to an Audi R8 that was close to the ground and engineered like nothing that she'd ever driven before. And she discovered as she went out in the night and drove it when no one was looking, that she could take corners like she'd never taken corners before. That inertia was not the factor at all that it had been. The physics of the world were different in response to that big lumbering bus and that little Audi R8. She demonstrated it to herself. Her logic already knew it, but her experience of it was thrilling to her. We want you to focus not upon the creations. We want you to focus upon the creating. We want you to focus not upon where you're going. We want you to focus upon how fun it is on your way along that journey. We want you to feel the vibrational essence of your unfolding. Not jump so far into the need for the manifestation that you miss the parts that are just as delicious, the parts that are delicious. The vibration is delicious if you can sense it. The impulse is delicious if you can feel it. The idea is wonderful if you can comprehend it and acknowledge it. Oh, the life that you've been living and what you put in all of our vortex. There was no possible way that we were not going to have this conversation. And it was bigger and further and more satisfying than any conversation that we've ever had. This was new unto the universe. And we appreciate it. We've enjoyed this interaction more than these words can explain, but the life experience that will unfold for you will demonstrate for you the shifting that has vibrationally taken place within you. In other words, you are a different vibrational being at a different vibrational place. And because of your willingness to play with us, your vibrational set point is shifted enough that you will notice the difference. And this is what we ask of you. We ask you to notice the difference and to make the conscious correlation between the shift that took place within you emotionally. You feel better, we know you do. And what comes next. You are meant to be pleased. You are meant to be understood. You are adored. And you have our undivided attention. And you have our full consideration. And when you think about what consideration really means, it means considering all of the options, all of the pieces, all of the possibilities, and then focusing on those considerations that your life has caused you to put into your vortex. These are good times, and there is great love here for you. And for now, we remain eternally incomplete.